I've been working on this for 4 days. I've written code and I've deleted that code, written it again thinking it would work next time. Never does. This has been the worst experiment I've ever done. And the worst part is, if I wanted to go back to making this game just single player, I nearly couldn't because of how much I destroyed my code. So yeah, that's probably the reason why I won't put multiplayer in any of my other projects. Oh wait, I just found new footage, hold on. I'm sure it's no big deal, I'm sure that I can still get my other project out on time. The Darkening will be out on the fourth quarter of 2021, right?
Wrong!
So due to laziness and burnout, I'm going to have to push it to Q1 of 2022. This feels like sad news, but honestly, I don't think any of you guys would actually care. Although I gotta admit, my newest tutorial on music blending got a pretty good score, but that's probably because I posted it on Reddit. But anyway, I know I said last week that I was going to explain more on how I got multiplayer working and why it was difficult, but I don't think I want to do that, and I'm pretty sure no one actually wants to listen to it. So let's just jump forward a few days, or I guess a few hours. Well, today's the day. Today is the day that I fixed multiplayer. So here you can see that our positions are fixed and are shared on each screen. Turned out to be way easier than I thought it was going to be, and I just overcomplicated it, as I do with everything, of course. Although, like I said in the last episode, it's not the positioning of the players, it's everything else. For example, when I tried to delete an object, it would throw an error. So when I tried killing a slime or an enemy, and I wasn't the host, it would just throw an error and loop. This was the same for rooms and pots, because each player would generate their own pots and rooms, and they would just generate in random places. Yeah, after about a week of non-stop working for, I don't know, I would want to say 6 hours every single day, everything mostly works. There are a few issues still, but the main base game is finished. Or converted into multiplayer, if you will. So I also added a character select scene. Doesn't quite work quite yet, but it does change the sprites. At the moment I don't have enough sprites, so I just use the ones that I've already created, at least until I make some variants of the current sprite. But yeah, shooting works so far. The pointer is black, but that's fine. I have an issue where if you were too quick, it would shoot one screen in a different direction than where you shot in another. So after a bit of what my professor would call code bashing, I got that to work as well. So the value of damage when you hit an enemy on the other screen is 0. I'm sure I could easily fix this, I just don't really want to. But the enemy still gets hurt regardless. But this is actually pretty boring, so I'm gonna move on. Now I gotta admit, I'm a small brain, so I'm getting pretty close to not having any ideas anymore. Prepare yourself for Wormy Guys! Making this really wasn't too difficult. Basically, I just created different objects for different segments. I made the head target the nearest player, and I made each body segment follow the one after it. Imagine it kind of like a conga line like you do at parties. Even political parties. Sorry, I know that was bad. Also made it so if the segment in front of it isn't active or doesn't exist, that segment becomes a head. You can see here, it started out with 2, but now there are more than 2. I completely forgot how to count after failing calculus last semester. I also realized that a giant worm would make a great boss. Now, there's something very appealing about giant worms. I think after the new Dune release, a lot of people are intrigued by giant worms, including myself. I think a worm makes a lot more sense than a triangle guy. Now, I gotta say, this is definitely me trying to please your mom. Be sure to smash like if you agree. So, literally all it is just an upscaled version of the previous one, except now it has 10 ligaments rather than 5. Each segment still holds the same amount of health, which can be easy for some people and actually quite difficult for others. My plan is to add a gun that can penetrate through enemies, and it will basically wipe out the worm if you're skilled. But he's really not that bad, actually. And when he dies, he opens up the staircase, same way that the triangle guy does, and it takes you to the next level. Now, you might have noticed that I have a orange shirt, and my bullets are also quite orange. So if you're a rational human being, you're probably thinking in your mind that A, I have changed the main character's colors, B, this is a bug that was never intended, or C, game development is going smoothly, and I'm trying new things out. Now, if you had made any of those assumptions, I'm sorry, but you are wrong. The correct answer is D. I just gathered everyone I knew, and I tested it out. Here, everyone's going to connect to one server. And now everyone can change their color, so they're identifiable. I'm aware it doesn't follow a general color palette. I don't think any of this game really does, but it allows it to be identifiable, which I might make it a color palette eventually. I had a pink one in place of orange, but the problem was the pink looked really similar to the red, and I wanted to make sure that people knew that the red bullets were bad. I was stuck making a decision because I didn't know if I wanted the red guys to shoot red bullets and the yellow guys to shoot yellow bullets, because the alternative was to have the bullets all be the same color, so at least it is identifiable as harmful. But then it didn't feel right having yellow slimes shoot red bullets, so I decided to keep it as it is. But it looks still pretty broken. That's gonna need to get fixed pretty soon. This happened because I decided to load a level or restart the scene, but I didn't call it on all the other machines. Should be an easy fix, but I've also learned my lesson by saying that before I even decided to work on it. Just how I thought that any multiplayer bug would be an easy fix, but that's my fault. Now, I think I'm going to cut this video short here because there isn't really much left I want to talk about. I still have more content that I want to discuss, but probably not in this video just because I don't feel like it would fit in the scope of this video. And so that will be not next week, but sometime in the foreseeable future. Making these videos is taxing because I don't know how to maintain an entertainment. I want to make sure that the content inside these videos is good and juicy and interesting, and I want it to be something that people want to watch. So I'll probably be doing less of these types of devlogs and probably just more maybe tutorial focused and idea focused, but we'll see how it goes. I do have a Patreon, I forgot to mention. If you just pledge $3 a month, you'll be able to see all my videos days before they release. And by pledging $20 a month, you'll be able to sign up for the beta branches of all my upcoming games. And you can get your name listed in my thank you pages. I do appreciate you guys making it all the way through. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you really like this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I've been trying to maintain a constant schedule, trying to upload every Thursday. So be sure to check back next Thursday for another video. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.